Rob G, this was a big news. The NBA, of course, just started the season. So it was kind of the timing of everything that went out. Took a lot of people by surprise this morning, obviously.
Yeah, and if you were living under a rock, or if you're not a real sports fan, or if you missed the first 2 hours of the Odd Couple, quick refresher course. Big gambling scandal rocked the NBA today. Quick Cliff Notes version. Chauncey Billups, head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, implicated in 2 different scandals. One of them, an illegal poker ring where they were cheating people out of money using X-ray glasses and shuffle machines and all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's not a big deal to some people.
That's, so I'll let it slide. It's cool. And then secondly, even though he wasn't listed by name, he was implicated in an allegation involving him telling conspirators that his team was tanking, that star players were not going to play for the Blazers. So if you're going to bet against us. And this was all released before the injury report came out from the league. That's number one. Terry Rozier, you all know the story, allegedly was trying to shave points, shave rebounds, shave assists, all the unders on the prop bets. He was caught up in that one.
And, of course, he was cleared by the NBA.
And then the NBA said, nah, you are not cleared at all, my friend. You're getting arrested for that one, allegedly, for alleged implications. And last but not least, Damon Jones, former NBA player, not quite a coach, but like a special assistant to the Lakers for the last couple of years. And according to these allegations, told conspirators that LeBron James, even though he was not listed on the injury report, this was actually several days before the game even. Hey, LeBron's not playing this week. Go ahead and bet the house on the Bucks. And next thing you know, of course, LeBron ruled out and the Bucks roll. So those 3 names all tied together, big scandal in the NBA. And you pointed it out 48 hours after opening night.
And Damon Jones, a friend of the show for sure. We've had him on. I've known him a long time covering the NBA. One time I was in Miami. The arena is right near the Marriott there, Biscayne Bay Marriott, where the writers stayed. And I was walking back from the arena to my hotel. And Damon Jones was driving in his car past where I was walking. He pulled up. He said, hey, you want to ride to the hotel? Jump in. Like, that's the kind of guy he is. I'm not trying to give you any character witness or whatever what went on. But he was friendly. We talked. I have his number. He used to be on the show. It's just a sad day to see all this stuff come down.
It is, man. It is. And again, we don't know anything what's official. This is allegations right now.
Right. They've been arrested.
There's investigation. They've all been arrested, so we'll see how this goes and how it plays out and what the prosecutors actually have. They feel confident, I'm sure, in the sense that this is the FBI. The FBI don't generally play around. This ain't no like small town kind of thing. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do want to go back to the timing, Rob. Like this is no coincidence. The big, your way to the NBA kicks off. It's day and a half in, 2 days, whatever it's been, and then boom, this story drops. Investigation happens. Arrests happen, or not investigators, but the arrests happen. And I'm wondering, what did it mean? Why is this to shut down any other operation? Saying we're going to be so loud, we're not going to do it in July and August when nobody's watching. Is this to show Kash Patel, the leader of the FBI, that we're about business to any league that isn't doing business with us and isn't doing things how we want it to be? Because this administration has not been playing games, and they've been very much about doing things their way and making a point about it. So what else have they done with the other leagues? Give me another example. Well, but for instance, we just talked about it yesterday. They were very adamant and been very vocal about the halftime show. Yeah, but it didn't happen. But I'm not talking. They can't control it. I'm saying they can be very vocal about it. And I'm trying to come to why they didn't do this a month ago. Maybe the investigation wasn't complete then. Oh, absolutely. This is 1,000% intentional. This is absolutely loud. But what if you're trying to, right? Okay, you're in charge of the FBI. You want to make a point. It does make it to break it during the season, not in the off season, so it could go away, to let people put people on notice. Specifically on there, not during the season, in the middle of this is. Everybody's excited. Second night, Wemby's going crazy. I don't have an issue on when it broke. Did it happen?
If they have enough to indict people and feel comfortable to arrest people, I'm mad at what day that they come and get me.
No, nobody say you had to be mad. Nobody asked you to be mad.
What would be the purpose? I think they did the right thing. They got the big bang for their buck. They had a big press conference. They had all the lines. They were all ready. Rozier was benched, and not because of an injury, but because of integrity. I mean, they were ready. They had everything going. They had all the attention that they wanted, and this is what you do. You have a new FBI director, right? He wants to make a splash. He wants to let people know we're out here doing stuff. I don't have one issue with grandstanding. If they have the evidence, now maybe they have mud in their face 6 months from now.
And that's what I want to see. And that's what I want to see. Because I want to see there's a lot of grandstanding in this that normally doesn't happen. There's other allegations that have happened in investigations where we didn't have the FBI leader making it a point to come out so 10 a.m. and so boisterous, as you mentioned. So they're grandstanding for sure. And if you're the NBA, what's going to be interesting with this is how they partner with them, considering the NBA did their own investigation and was trying to roll on and do business as usual. Terry Rozier, and I remember bringing this up on the air. I was like, man, Terry Rozier is cleared the same day the Malik Beasley story dropped. And it's almost as if, let's hurry up and get done with one so we can hurry up and get this one. Okay, hurry up and get done with this and move on and act like nothing's happened.
I just don't know what you want the FBI to do. I really like, when do you want it? When did you want them to break?
It's not a one. It's an acknowledgement of how interesting it is that they chose this date, meaning they didn't do it a week before the NBA. They didn't do it, several weeks, months in, whatever. They waited until
They could have did it opening night. How about they could have done that, and they could have gone to the game and arrested Chauncey at the game. They could have done that too.
They could have.
They could have gone to the game and arrested him right at the game, or Rozier at the game if they wanted to. So they didn't do that.
They absolutely could have. But
you don't think that's a bigger splash to go put handcuffs on Chauncey at the game, on the sidelines, come in, FBI, jackets, the whole 9 yards.
That would be the wildest thing ever.
Okay?
That would be the wildest thing. If he was in the middle of calling a timeout and then they mess around and put him in cuffs, that would have been the wildest thing ever.
Dude, are you kidding? If you want him, that's a splash to me.
No, I'm still saying, what's the ultimate? I'm wondering, is this a loud thing about an indictment on organized crime? Is this an indictment on the NBA and the gambling that they perceive the NBA issue to have? Because I'm wondering now, is this a pursuit going to be in the NFL? Is this going to be a pursuit in MLB? Because we just talked about, what's his name, Class A? Class A? Yeah, Class A, the pitcher in MLB who just got kicked out the league because of some gambling thing.
He's on
the ban list,
commissioner's list. Right. And
so I'm wondering.
It hasn't been determined, but the investigation is a long one, so it doesn't look good that it's taking this long to either taking them off or, you know what I mean, or hand them down some sort of penalty, which they haven't done either.
I'm wondering, is this about to be the way this was so grandstanding and making it about, like, you look at us in this big investigation, is the NBA, you're here now, we got you, NFL next, or MLB, you're next. I'm wondering how far this goes. Even, by the way, NCAA, because, again, as we talked about, they're allowing things to happen. They're opening up the floodgates as well. I'm wondering how far the FBI is going to go in the sports world when it comes to this gambling, because, again, there's legal gambling that is now intertwined.
Illegal.
That's what I just said. There is legal gambling.
They're not going to do anything that's legal.
But what I'm saying is it's going to start getting muddy now, because yes, there's legal, but then there's going to get.
What's the muddy part? Tell me what's the muddy part of legalized gambling.
I'll gladly tell you that.
Yeah, tell me.
You have kids right now, young folks, people who are using apps, and then you have, like we talked about in college. Well, you can't bet on college, but you can bet on pros. And a lot of the pros just left college. And you just wonder where it's start going to get intertwining information and knowing stuff. And that's my guy. He was on our team last year, but now he's in the NFL or the NBA. And it just starts getting mixed up and muddled. And, I didn't know. I was just telling her, that's my man. He was just telling me he was just on my teammate. I can't know that he. And it just starts to get interesting on what's what. Because the ease and access.
I think it's cut and dry. I think when you're giving people insider information and you know what you're supposed to do. They talk about it all the time. people still are going to do what they want to do.
So what's the difference between this is a real question.
I'm
this ain't a gotcha. This ain't a gotcha. This is where I'm always interested. So if me and you try to bribe said business, said thing, we're bribery, we're going to jail. But if lobbyists do it, it's lobbying.
Yeah, but that's
but hear me out. Hear me out where I'm going. I'm getting there. If the difference between information, I'm a reporter, I'm saying this, I'm hearing this. What's the difference between, like we said, I'm a player, I'm a family member. I'm a family member. I'm a family member. I'm a family member. I'm a friend. I'm his guy who does his cars and cleans his car. Like it just, to me, it starts to get muddy. Like
Kelvin, I gotta disagree. It's not muddy. If you're giving people insider information, if you have an over-under and you tell people to bet on the under, that's not muddy. You know what you're doing. You're telling people that you're going to go under so that they can win their bet. That's not muddy or murky. Well, how is that muddy or murky?
Because what I'm saying
I'm telling my family to bet the under because I'm telling you.
No, I'm not saying a direct player. I'm saying people around. Right?
But who got arrested today who are around?
No. I'm not. I'm talking about moving forward as we continue to have it growing, and people are being there are people, Rob. We had the gentleman on earlier, Bill. There are people who are getting into gambling now who were never really into it because it just wasn't my thing because of the ease and access, and they literally are turning on a game. Not thinking about game, I don't know this stuff, not my thing. Seeing the biggest personalities, stars, Kevin Hart, telling them Prize Picks, FanDuel, DraftKings, and I'm saying it's just going to where I think you're going to start to get where it becomes very problematic. You're going to have an epidemic of people who now are whatever the version of strung out of gambling is. I think you're going to start to get a big epidemic of people who have gambling issues, and leagues are going to be potentially liable because of it, especially the collegiate one. Reaction to the scandal. What do you think of the timing of it all? 877-99 on Fox. We'll take some calls.
Chili Tim in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tim?
What up, Rob? What up, Kelvin? If you guys give me a brief minute, because this is kind of in my wheelhouse, Rob.
Oh yeah, actually,
yes,
as well. So, first things first. FBI, when we come to get you, it's always at between 5 and 7 in the morning. We like to get you when you least expect it. You're unguarded, so you'll never see it. You have to be really doing something for someone to arrest you in a public place, right?
Right.
So that's one thing. Number two, when it comes to like RICO statutes and things like that, it's incumbent the way things work, because this investigation actually started back in 2021, 2022. So this is actually under the Biden administration, under different FBI directors, under Christopher Wray. So it's been ongoing, and sometimes with RICO things, the way it works is you have to get people talking and turning on each other. And so maybe whereas pressure wasn't applied to get people to do anything before, but maybe some pressure was applied now to get more people.
You didn't just say Gilbert Arenas, did you? I'm sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
Dude, you took the words out of my mouth.
I'm just saying, go ahead, Tim.
So and that's maybe why these indictments were ready to come now, because we had 3 people arrested here in Georgia, for the poker scheme. There was 3 arrested here in the Atlanta area this morning that were dealing with the poker scam. So it was over 11 states. So that's a huge amount, and it takes parts to move. So I'm not sure about the timing. I kind of agree with Rob. I don't know if it's so much that, I heard Stephen A. Smith this morning. I don't think it's so much about that, because you got to go back and look when it started and when it started under. I just think it was just, when it moves and everything moves and it flows and it happens, you have to jump right then. So that's just my expertise.
Well, thanks for the expertise, and you're in the business.
Appreciate it,
you
brother.
do that. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Let's go
Who
to
next?
Kurt in North Dakota. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Kurt?
Kelvin, I think you're absolutely barking up the right tree. I think this is America's beloved #1 fan, and the rest of his patriots in the clown car attacking the Democratic sport. And I think the fact that the head of it was in a really Democratic city of Portland, I think that was just all the sweeter. And, these people, slime, all slime. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, appreciate the call, brother.
All right,
I didn't
Mark.
think about that Portland end of it. That was interesting.
I don't. Mark, if he was on the road somewhere, they did not arrest him.
No, he's the coach of Portland.
No,
you know
I
all the
get
stuff
that.
going on in Portland, right?
Yeah, but he had to be involved in something. Of course. What does that mean?
Wait, I just said it was interesting.
Mark in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mark?
What's
That's
going
battleground
on,
right
Mr.
now. That's a
Washington?
battleground. What's up, Mark?
I want to say it's part of what their caller just said, but the other half is not. First of all, we got to get gambling out of this. Rob, we've had this conversation. They got in bed with gambling.
Yep.
All these sports did. We said it. This was going to happen. And guess what? I'm going to quote the great wrestler Goldberg. NFL, you think it's not going to happen to you? You're next.
Yep.
You wait. And the other thing, Rob, is that there's an article I read. You can pull it up. And that it's seeping into other parts of sports. In 2024 to 2025, there's been numerous instances of time clock malfunctions and people arrested tying it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's happened. So it's seeping into sports all over the place. It's not just the NBA. I'm glad they did this when they did it. And Mr. Washington, when it becomes political or something like this, it's always you do it when the media is to your advantage.
Right.
You know, and when it's not, guess what they do? They have a Friday afternoon news dump.
Yep, that's when it's
They don't
done.
want you to so it always is that way. One way or the other, it's always that way.
Because you know it's not going to get played on the shows over the weekend, and then by the time Monday comes, something else might jump in front of it. All right, real quick, Andre from Massachusetts, let him jump in. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Andre?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. There's a lot of great points on this topic, but for me, the administration, the president, they're masters of the spin game. They know how to time things for effect. So you got opening night, all these new stars coming out. People are paying attention. They're locked in. And that's where we're going to drop the hammer with this major story. I do think the fact that the NBA is by far the most progressive league ties into it. You know, that plays a factor. But along with that, as other callers have said, this connection between gaming and professional sports, that line has gotten very blurry, and there's been a number of instances leading up to this that make you question, and that the leagues have to get their arms around it. Specific to the NBA, I'm not pleased with how the Steve Ballmer LA Clippers situation was handled. It would have been much different under David Stern's leadership, and the integrity of the game is really in question. So the NBA, first and foremost, you got to be firm with this. You can't just sweep this under the rug because it's looking like people, everybody's making money and everybody's just letting things go on, and everything is not on the up and up. Thanks for taking the call.
All right, appreciate it.